Guys, I have a fucking dilemma every time I make a video. Either I look this way and I have the light in my face, or I look this way and it's fucking dark, but there's the Eiffel Tower. Shitty fucking lighting. Anyway, I'm making this video to talk about the diets I've experienced since I started my fitness journey and just went from fat loser to a six-pack chef, famous Instagram influencer, you know. And because some people have been asking me, how the hell do you have a six-pack after you eat all those fucking brownies and crepes and Nutella on your Instagram? You know? Well, it's because I've been following a certain protocol. I've learned by experiencing many different diets, and then after building up, I took the best things from each diet and built my own diet and my own way of things. So I hope you learn a lot in this video. Go check my Instagram if you don't know me, Elias Bondon. I'm a fucking French chef. Press follow on the YouTube and have a nice time. Guys, I made a little diagram to present to you the diets I experienced and kind of my journey of diets and how I came to the diet I have today, which I call optimal. For myself, it's optimal. And if you were to do it for yourself, it would be optimal, but I can't call it, optimal scientifically because I'm not a micro fucking biologist. But I promise you that if you do it, every aspect of your life is going to get better. Anyway, so I first started my diet discovery in the normal capitalistic diet, where I was a French kid my whole life, playing video games, staying at home, not going outside to play football or anything with the fucking friends. I was actually the most antisocial of my friends. I was mostly inside. I was the most inside out of all my friends. Playing video games, League of Legends, Minecraft, Dofus, Clash of Clans. I have a lot of hours in Clash of Clans. And I was just eating the normal fucking shit that every teenage guy eats, or just teenage gamers that you get fed by capitalism, which implies Coca-Cola. I was drinking every day a bottle like this. 2 liters of Coca-Cola was next to my computer while I was gaming. I was drinking the whole thing every day for fucking months. And thinking, oh, it's fine. I'm not very fat. I was fat, but I didn't consider myself fat. So I thought it's okay. I'm not that fat. And I was eating Nutella, which is also very much capitalistic. Bread and just very sugary stuff. Pasta is capitalistic. And everything that's full of carbs and doesn't bring really anything good to you. You might think it's good, carbs is good for the workout, blah, blah, blah. Sure, apart from that, is it healthy? No. So I was just eating all this unhealthy capitalistic food that's ultra processed and made to just be sold on very high scales, to millions of people, which is food that isn't there to make you healthy. It's food that's been produced to make profit from you. So I was just eating this shit until the age of 19. 19 is the age where I first started caring about what I was eating, but not for the right reason. I went from this capitalistic diet to vegan. Because when I was in England, at this stage, I was 19, I was studying in England. I studied politics. I have a politics diploma, which is why you might see me in my stories on Instagram. I talk a lot about politics because it's something that I'm interested in. But during those 3 years in England, it wasn't really at all anything I expected about studying politics. Because at this time in the UK, when I was studying, 90%, 95% of the students and of the teachers were leftists with green hair, blue hair, pink hair, and then everyone was getting into veganism. It was really a big fucking trend that people were just trying to be vegan because it's nice. It's nice for animals. You don't want to be mean to animals. Or the TV told you it's so cruel for the animals to be vegans, to not be vegan. So I decided to join the vegan team at the age of 19 because I thought, you know what, I love animals, I love dogs, I shouldn't eat animals. And I tried it for like a few months. And so I was cooking myself because I was cooking, right? I was cooking myself some vegan spaghetti, vegan meals. And I thought that, like in terms of taste, it was not undoable, although it wasn't very enjoyable at all. But most importantly, I was just feeling lazy as fuck, as a bit less lazy than when I was in this capitalistic diet, because this your body is completely inflamed by all the sugars and saturated fats and rancid fats. So I was less lazy in the vegan diet, but I was still fucking lazy as fuck. And I was struggling to get out of bed in the morning. I was feeling tired all the time, and I just didn't feel like it was helping me. It was just a thing that I was doing because it was the paradigm. People were doing it, so I had to do it, and blah blah blah. I did it, but it wasn't helping me. The thing with doing a diet, guys, is you want to help yourself. You want to improve your situation on this fucking planet to become a better person. If you're doing a diet because politics told you to do so, you got brainwashed. I was brainwashed. I got brainwashed by this vegan shit, which is why I then quit the UK, because I was studying in England, in Nottingham, for 3 years, and then I quit because I decided, I still got the diploma, but I decided I'm not doing this politics thing, debating with people I don't like for the rest of my life. No way. So then I quit and I decided to join a cooking school, which is when I got to the French normie diet. So right after I finished this, so it was actually COVID. So for 6 months, I was at home in France after my diploma from England and waiting for my cuisine diploma to start. So for 6 months, I was at home waiting to join this cooking school. And I was just having the French normie diet. What is the French normie diet? I say French is very important to categorize the regions. Because if I was Asian normie diet would be completely different, right? I would probably be eating a lot of raw fish and vegetables if I was doing Asian normie diet. But I was doing the French normie diet involving Nutella, pasta, a whole ton of fucking bread. And actually, my mom was cooking bolognese pasta fucking multiple times a week, and which was very delicious. My mom cooks great bolognese, but it was not healthy food to have. It's ultra processed. Even if it's made at home, it's just less processed, but it's still the same because it would be sterilized if it was made for industrial purposes, which is cooked to 121 degrees Celsius. At home, you're not sterilizing it, but you're still boiling the fucking pasta and cooking it to 100 degrees. So it's still just almost just as processed to eat bolognese at home from the supermarket. It's still very processed. You're going to have less chemicals and less weird products if you cook it at home, though, which is good. But anyway, I was just eating too much foods that were just the cultural foods. And the cultural foods, you need to understand that France is a very leftist country in its roots. I'm not going to talk politics here. I just want you to realize that it was a country that beheaded the head of the king. I mean, beheaded the king. They didn't have a rich country. They revolted because everyone was hungry and stuff like this. So it's not we don't have a culture of making money and trying your best and stuff like this. We have a culture of being poor and like fighting to, in terms of taxes and everything. It's not like we want everyone to make more money. That's not what's happening. We want everyone to be taxed more so everyone can be just as poor as each other. That's how the culture is going. And which is why now most of the culture, everyone eats fucking bread. Because it's cheap as fuck. And croissant is getting expensive now with inflation, but croissant used to be like 80 cents. You could get very cheap croissant, and it was the point. It's very cheap, so you can have it for breakfast every day. Same for bread, you could have one baguette for less than €1 for every day. Nowadays, it's getting expensive because of inflation. But the reason why everyone was fed grains is because it was cheap to produce. So the French normie diet is the normie foods, the poor people food, the peasants' food, really, because the rich were eating steak, but rich people have always been hated in this country. It was more about celebrating the poor all the time. It's always been like this here, which is why cereals have become one of the main fucking source of food here, and potatoes as well. And there's also quite a big culture of eating meat, but it's not as big as eating the baguette every day, not as big as the croissant every day. So I was just in this French normie diet until I joined the cooking school, during which it took me time to adapt my ways of cooking and eating, right? I didn't just enter the school and suddenly, boom, started changing my food habits. It took time for me to understand how to cook, to learn, and to change everything. So I went from the French normie diet to the French gastronomy diet, which you might think, oh, gastronomy, it's fancy, it must be healthy. It's not. French gastronomy is a culture of flex. It's about flexing and show. You're creating a show for the consumers, for the clients, trying to sell a spectacle, right? And the reason why I actually don't like the French gastronomy, and I stopped trying to join fancy restaurants. I was working in fancy restaurants. I worked in Michelin hotels, Michelin restaurants, in some of the best chefs in the world's restaurants, and then 5-star hotels in Paris. But first of all, the work environment is extremely toxic. Probably the most toxic work environment is in cuisine. But most importantly is that I was just cooking every day, making this French gastronomy fancy looking food, right? Knowing very well that it's not healthy. It's full of sterilized fucking creams, super burnt oils, and stuff like this. Everything's pasteurized, everything's cooked and then cooked again and then cooked for 5 hours, and then just all the nutrients in food get killed. And you don't know it if you're a chef. That's not the chef's focus to have a highly nutrient dense food. The chef wants to have some sexy looking food and extremely tasty looking food, and just tasty food. So I realized as a fit, because I was starting to get fit. I'll talk about the fitness later. First, I was learning some of the best recipes for cookies. I can make the best cookies, I would argue. Any bimbo you see on Instagram telling you she got the best cookies has never tried my cookies. All right? So I was just learning those best recipes for cookies, for brownies, for all those kind of things. Then at this time, I was really interested in very sweet desserts and very chocolate and all this shit. I was more of a salty guy my whole life, but chocolate, I would never resist chocolate. I would never hesitate on a nice fucking chocolate lava cake, nice cookie, nice brownie. I love this. So I was learning those best recipes, and then I started eating a lot of them. I was making cookies 3 times a week because I was trying to perfect the recipe. I was making it, it's not that good, I should cook them more, I should add less sugar, blah, 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 and just repeating again and again. In the end, I was eating cookies every fucking day for like 6 months because I was trying to master the best recipe. And by doing this, I gained a fucking lot of fat. That's when I got my fattest. And fattest to 94 kilos. Maybe I got higher than this, but the highest I weighed on the scale was 94 kilos. And after this, so I got very fat, and then I had my internship at the end of this cooking diploma. And during my internship, I lost so much weight because it was extremely brutal. The work hours were at least 14 hours per day, at least. So sometimes it would be 16, 18. Right? I would never get enough sleep at night. Anyways, after it was 6 months of internship, this thing. After this, I lost 20 kilos. 20 kilos. And then I was fit, almost fit. So then after this, I joined a hotel in Paris, 5-star hotel de Crillon. And while working there, I realized that I was just making fancy looking food that's unhealthy for people, you know? And as I was getting fit, I did not understand why would I just agree to make this non-healthy food while I wouldn't eat it myself because I'm trying to be fit. Why would I make it for other people and make a living from this? It's not something I agree with as a concept. I don't think that's how life should be. So I decided to just get away from it and start just looking into healthy stuff. But once again, I got brainwashed by social media. And it was the gym bro era on social media. Everyone was following the gym bro guys, the big Alex Eubanks and stuff like this, with millions of followers, and everyone had the promo codes and were buying some whey protein on online and creatine and all this thing. So then I had the gym bro diet, which consists of chicken, eggs, rice, and broccoli sometimes, and whey protein. That's it. So instead, the thing, I wasn't eating rice, I was eating spaghetti because, I'm a chef and I liked to make spaghetti carbonara. So instead of making just chicken and rice, I was making myself pasta with eggs and Parmesan cheese, right? Because it makes carbonara all of a sudden. So I was trying to get the gym bro diet, but just making it taste better because I was a chef, But the point is, with the gym bro diet, it's a diet it's really been there to sell you whey protein. And you guys don't understand. You think whey protein is it's the same. It's just protein. The protein is there, right? What can be wrong? In 1 kilo of whey powder, to have 1 kilo of whey powder, you're buying 1 kilo of whey powder, you would have to drink, I think, 30 times the amount in milk. Like 30 kilos of milk, maybe more, to get this amount of protein in your system. I mean, not in your system because you're not going to digest 30 kilos at once, right? But to have produced this 1 kilo, you'd have, I think it's even fucking more. It's definitely more than 30 kilos of milk. Anyway, you get the powder with only the protein. There's no fats from the milk. Where the fuck has the fat gone? And where the fuck have the enzymes gone? The reason why in this gym bro trend, people talk about the protein fart. Everyone's protein farting. It's disgusting. Oh my god. It's because they're drinking whey protein. That's full of nothing. There's no enzymes anymore. The thing is, there's lactose in it, but there's no enzymes in it, which you need those enzymes in milk to be able to digest milk without having lactose intolerance. I can't tell you how many people, including me, I'm lactose intolerant. I started drinking raw milk because I was getting gas from whey powder, and I just fixed it. I don't have lactose intolerance anymore. And some of my clients too, who have tried raw milk being lactose intolerant, also have fixed this issue. And I've heard about tens of people being in this case. So there's not much research done on it. There's a few, but that are done on pretty small samples of like 60 people, which in those samples of people, they realized that for 70% of the cases, it was the case that they were healed. I mean, the lactose intolerance wasn't showing up from raw milk. So it's definitely something that you can believe, and that happens in most of the cases, almost 3 out of 4. Sorry. So the thing with the gym bro diet is that, yeah, you're eating high protein, but there's nothing else. You just care about protein and carbs. Like carbs to have a big pump and look massive, and protein to build some muscle, but you don't care about anything else. You need fats to have healthy hormone production and then recover better, to have your brain function better, to feel good in your body, because you need nice hormone production to have higher testosterone and higher and better hormonal balance, to feel better in your body and to not have gut issues. And in this gym bro diet, you're just eating for fuel. If you're not eating for taste, you're eating to become bigger, and you don't care about anything else. So I did it for like a year, I got big, but I didn't feel like good. I was just following this protocol and not caring. And I just don't recommend falling to this fucking rabbit hole of the whey powder. I would never consume whey powder. I have still, because at this time I bought a ton. I had the promo code, so I thought, oh, let me buy 10 kilos, so I can save 150 euros on it. So I still have like 5 kilos in my kitchen that I don't use because I just don't consume it anymore. And I would consume I would advise you never take whey powder. It's not necessary and it's not bioavailable. Your body will not be able to just digest so much protein. Milk is a perfect drink made by nature. And in milk, in 1 liter of milk, there's 3% of protein. If you're trying to scoop milk, the recommended dose is 30 grams per shaker. So you want to get 10 times the amount of protein from 1 liter of milk in your system in one drink without everything else that's in the milk. Your body does not know how to absorb this. There is a balance in milk. It's literally food that raises babies. It grows human fucking life. It's a perfect product by itself. And you just destroyed it to take only the protein and take 10 times the amount that there is per liter to put it in your half-liter shaker. Your body does not know how to digest this. You're going to probably absorb 15-20% of it as protein, and the rest you'll just fucking fart it away. I wouldn't recommend you do Gym Bro diet. It's bullshit. So after this, I went to carnivore diet because I slowly went from this Gym Bro diet to just eating more beef, more steak at lunch, and replacing the whey shakers by raw milk, and slowly just getting away from the fucking Gym Bro bullshit. And then I found myself eating beef every fucking day for lunch and eggs with pasta sometimes and parmesan in the evening, and sometimes just eggs as an omelette with parmesan inside. So completely carnivore. And then I just became carnivore after some time, and I did it for like 4 months. I did it actually until I ripped my tendon in my foot. I keep repeating it. I don't know if you know. I ripped my tendon in my foot. I show my knee because it was in the ankle, and the pain has came up from the ankle to the fucking knee. Now I have an injury in my whole bottom part of my body, my leg. And I stopped doing carnivore when I got injured because I was doing carnivore to get as shredded as possible, and I got crazy shredded. My most shredded was on carnivore after 4 months of carnivore, and just amazing. Carnivore is amazing if you want to lose weight and keep your muscle mass. I love it. It's great, and meat is tasty as fuck, and it's really easy to do if you vary the proteins. In carnivore, like the carnivore influencers, they'll tell you beef and eggs, beef, eggs, and sometimes avocado. It's not carnivore, right? But they still do it because they're a carnivore influencer. And it's just dumb. Those people, they tell you, oh, you need to have discipline in what you eat, blah, blah, blah. If you were to eat beef in nature, you would not eat ground beef. You're eating ground beef every day with fucking eggs. You would be eating steak because you're a human. You have a jaw that you have to fucking work every day by chewing. So you'd be eating steak, raw, and eggs. So the thing is, as a chef, I've eaten a lot of different meats. And I just loved all the kinds of fucking meats. I love lamb, I love pork, I love chicken, I love everything. So in my carnivore, a real fucking carnivore, I vary the meat every day. One day it's beef, the next day it's chicken, the next day it's lamb, the next day it's 20 eggs, the next day beef, the next day beef liver, the next day ox. Some bullshit. I can't find ox in this country, but I don't have animals coming out my head from the top of my head. So if you make sure you vary every animal, it's great to do carnivore. If you just eat ground beef you're not doing carnivore, you're just following the fucking influence trend. And also you need to vary animals because there is different minerals in different animals, different balances of nutrients. And beef doesn't have just everything. First of all, if you want everything, you shouldn't eat just steaks or ground beef. You should eat liver and heart and bone marrow and everything that's in the cow. So first of all, if you just want to eat the cow, all right, but eat everything in the cow, not just the fucking ground beef. And then if you want to actually become better, you eat everything in the cow and in every animal. Veal liver is the best tasting liver, which is why it's used so much in gastronomy. Beef liver, it tastes like shit. Different livers from different animals taste very different. They have very big differences in minerals. They taste very different. So the one that's used the most in French gastronomy is beef liver. It's for a reason. It's tasty as fuck. So here's some knowledge for you. But you need to make sure you eat every animal, not just beef, and you need to chew them because you have a jaw. If you want to have a healthy face and look sexy, have a fucking defined face. You can't eat ground beef. Are you a grandma without teeth? You need to eat real fucking food and chew it, which is why I don't really like to eat eggs all the time. Like an omelet is tasty, right? But I need my steaks. I need to be chewing. Right, so that's for the carnivore. It got me very shredded. It's great, but if you want to become bigger, to gain some muscle mass, it's restrictive. You can't really do it with carnivore. Carnivore is going to kind of restrict you as if you were doing natural bodybuilding, you know? As long you get to a stage of muscles and you can't get higher without steroid. It's kind of the same with carnivore. You get to a very fit level, but you can't put on mass if you don't eat carbs and put sugars in your system. So you're going to have great strength. But if you want to gain some physical mass, you're going to have to add in some sugar to be able to have more muscle endurance and destroy it more and have more muscle growth. Then from carnivore, I went to keto because, I was trying to just add more things from just meat and eggs. And in keto, I was just trying to incorporate more fats and fruits. Fruits because I wanted sugars to grow some muscles, which, by the way, I don't know if this guy's going to watch this video, but I always knew I had to do it, just eat fruits. But a guy from my gym, he's a fucking Viking. 2 meters 20 high, I think, or maybe 210 centimeters tall. And 120 kilos, fucking massive guy with a beard and long hair, fucking Viking. And he told me, I told him I'm doing carnivore. He told me you should eat fruits and carnivore. Carnivore plus fruits is fucking amazing. So that's what I did. And it's great. It's going to fix the problem that you have in carnivore, that you don't have sugars, so you're limited in your growth. So then I was eating fruit, eating avocado. I was trying to add more fat with avocados, which is a great way to do, because by varying the fat, you're going to ingest more different minerals and just nutrients in general. So it's very important that you vary the things. But the thing that's bad with vegan fat, so keto is what they say, is that they're cooked and they are much more unstable than animal fats, like beef tallow or clarified butter. They become carcinogenic much faster, and they need to be fried much less time to degrade. So the thing in keto is that you're kind of balancing fruits and steaks and vegetables. You don't have there's no emphasis to say that it's really like 80% animal proteins and just a little bit of sugars for the workout. Keto is really mostly a mixed diet. You don't have sugars in it, and you don't have carbs like grains. But I was just trying to have some fruits in it, and then I was able to fuel the workouts, get bigger muscles. It was great. Then, after keto, this sort of keto I did, I went to animal-based, completely animal-based. Uh, by that I mean like 80 to 90% animal protein, and then the rest was just fruits, honey, and milk to get some sugars to pump my body. But in this animal base, I'm a chef. I like to enjoy food. So I was allowing myself to go out and eat whenever I want. I say whenever I want because I understand my body enough to know that I shouldn't go out more than once a week. So by whenever I want, I mean not more than once per week. And animal based is fucking amazing. But in animal based, they really focus mostly on the fact that you have to eat 80% protein, and then the rest is just sugars for workout. But there's no emphasis on raw. You need to eat raw because nobody cares about this. I feel like a geek every time I mention it. But you need bacteria. The bacteria you have on food, that every time it's sterilized or pasteurized is 70 degrees Celsius, sterilized is 120 degrees Celsius. So when you sterilize it, you killed all bacteria on your food, which makes it fucking sterile. It's dead food. And when you pasteurize it, you kill 90 to 99% of the nutrients on it. Not nutrients, but of the bacteria on it. And your gut is made of billions and trillions of bacteria. And they get there, the bacteria, by you eating things from the outside and consuming them and then having them in your body. That's nature's way to link you with nature. You eat food from nature and then you're linked to nature because you ate the bacteria from your environment. Then those bacteria get in your gut and you become healthy because you are literally part of nature. So by this culture of ultra processed and sterilization, we just broke the link between humans and nature completely. Because now people eat really mostly like fucking 80% or above of processed food, if not 100%. So they eat foods that just have no healthy bacteria on them. It's all fucking synthetic, all bacteria that they found in the industry, the big factory. It's bacteria from the factory. That's the bacteria that's on your fucking food. And no bacteria from nature, straight from nature. And no enzymes straight from nature. So I like the concept of animal based if you're going to make it raw. So then I kind of made the animal based diet my way. And by my way, I mean raw milk all the time, raw butter, and raw everything as much as I can. Raw meat, and eating the meat just, humans are intelligent. The reason we invented cooking, first of all, we just found out about it. It was cool. We thought, oh my God, that's so cool. But the reason why we cook things is so they don't kill us. To kill the bad thing in the food so they don't kill us. But the food is not always fucking bad for you. The reason why we cook everything now, it's actually retarded. It's because Pasteur has found about this, that if we cook it, then it's not going to kill us. So industrialization, because they were trying to sell to billions of people, they just made it laws that we have to pasteurize everything so that now you can sell to everyone and not make anyone sick and have issues with law and everything. That's the only reason. So that they can sell to everyone without having legal trouble with making people unhealthy and kill them. That's why everything's pasteurized. So animal-based involves that everything comes straight from nature. Everything is raw. So the way I called it is the human regime. Now you saw I didn't write human diet, I wrote human regime. If you didn't know, I talked about in a previous video that in French the word diet is translated by regime, which means the same as a political regime. The diet in French is the same word as political regime. So what does it imply in French, right? What is a regime? It's a new way of life. It's a new way to do things. You have new rules for yourself. You have new standards for yourself. You don't just do the same dumb shit that you did back in the day. You don't just eat the food for no reason. You eat the food because it's going to help you out, to make you a better human. Feel better in your fucking body. So I made the humans regime, which is the program I'm building on school, and which I have some clients already on Notion, that I'm doing to teach people about this way of life. And it's not just cooking and healthy shit. It's not just eating healthy shit. It's really about changing your way of life to become healthy and understand that it's human. Human are very intelligent and very developed. But they're humans. They're animals from nature. They're not peons from the Matrix, all right? So what I want to emphasize here is really that the point is that I understand that we're humans and we have to enjoy life. But we are humans and we are just creatures that live in nature. We need to be in contact with nature, be healthy, and not just eat for profit of other people. We eat for the benefit of the human, to become healthy, to become a better person, to develop yourself. That's the point of eating good. And so why is it the regime, right? What do you change in this? So it's really about everything. The way you build your day, the way you wake up. If you wake up in a very dark room with your phone in front of your face, your blue lights from your phone, you will be tired. You will feel like shit. You will not have the energy to go buy some healthy food, and you will eat the pasta that's been in your locker in your drawer for 5 years. You're going to eat it because it's just cheap and it's been there for so long, and you have it just in case you're going to be too lazy to eat, and you're going to eat it. And then because you're going to have eaten this pasta, you'll feel lazy and you won't want to do anything for the rest of the day, and you'll have some work to do, but you'll just do it very slowly because you're getting lazy. You ate too much sugar, now your system is inflamed. Right? So everything is linked to how you feel and the food you're eating. And you can just change everything. You think that changing everything is difficult, but it's not. It's easier to change everything all at once than to try to implement one change here and one change there and one change here and just be stopped by your laziness every time. Cancel all the effort because you made 20% effort in one aspect of your life, but then you're falling back down and doing nothing. It's much easier to just change everything, which is why I'm trying to tell you about this program. Sorry, I'm just fucking playing around with this pen. Keep fucking making it fall. So in this human regime, I want you to do a few things. I want you to wake up with the light of the day. The sunlight is going to make sure your body doesn't produce melatonin anymore. That's what happens. If you get sunlight in your eyes, your body starts producing melatonin, and then you don't want to sleep anymore. That's how, same thing when you go to sleep in the evening. If you look at your phone, you look at blue lights until you stop looking at your phone. So your body will not produce melatonin as long as you're looking at your phone. So you will not fall asleep. You will feel like shit. And you'll wake up feeling like shit because you were just looking at the fucking phone. So, first of all, in the evening, you implement blue light glasses so that you don't get the blue light in your eyes and you can fall asleep and wake up not feeling like shit with the light of the day. Then the day is fucking yours. It's summer right now. The sun wakes up at like 5:40. Amazing. You wake up, it's 5:40. You can do so many things. You can work out in the morning, as I did, and as I would do now, but I'm kind of doing calisthenics now, so I do it once every 3 days, 4 days, which I would recommend. You actually work out every day to build discipline, because working out every day is going to change everything. Not as in just strength training every day, but strength training, cardio, maybe the next day swimming, some bullshit. Just kind of being active every single day. This will change your life. So once you've done this, you're woken up early, you've worked out in the morning, your day is fucking won. You can go to work, it's 8, it's not even 8, it's like 7 a.m. You did so much more than everyone else. And you feel good about it. You feel good in your body because you've woken up with natural lights. Your energy is flowing around nicely. And you're just ready to fucking destroy the day. And then you'll be eating healthy food for lunch. You'll be fasting in the morning or so. You don't have to do this, but for example, if you're trying to lose weight, I recommend you fast in the morning, you work out, and you fast until 12, like 11, 12 in the morning. Then you realize that you'll be able to work in the morning without having brain fog. Without, you didn't eat the breakfast with the croissant, you didn't eat the cereals, so you don't have the sugar in your system making you lazy and making your brain slow down, which is fucking amazing. Then, in the afternoon, what do you fucking do? Once you got your first meal, you can have an afternoon snack which is healthy. You can have raw milk. Raw milk is going to be a fucking great source of energy that's not going to make you lazy like a Kinder Bueno would, like a Mars bar would, like fucking Skittles would. They're going to make you feel like shit and make you crave more because it's fucking sugars. If you crave more raw milk, I'm fucking proud of you, but you're not going to crave more raw milk. Once you're done with your half liter to a liter, if you're trying to gain weight, take 1 liter. If you're trying to lose weight, up to a pint, like a half liter, and that's enough for a day. It's going to be a great fucking afternoon snack that you can just drink in 10 fucking 15 seconds. It's going to keep you energized until the rest of the day. You make sure for lunch that you don't eat too much sugars that are going to make you lazy in the afternoon. The point here is that your brain works better in the human regime. You don't have the brain fog because you understood that industrial sugars are going to make you a lazy fucking cow. So you just don't eat those for lunch and for breakfast. It's better. It's for lunch, you just have animal protein with animal fats. It's going to ease down digestion. You won't feel fat as fuck. You won't feel fucking heavy. You'll be able to work for the rest of the day. And then in the evening, you get home. It's a human regime, right? You're a human. You have cravings. You want to eat tasty food. So you get home. Because you were very disciplined with the rest of your day, you are actually required, kind of, or you have the right to have a crazy meal in the evening. By evening, I mean 6, 7 p.m., depending on what time you go to sleep. You just need to make sure that you eat, and then you have 3 hours after eating where you're still awake to digest the food before going to sleep. Your stomach needs to have digested what you've eaten before you go to sleep, so you can have a good night of sleep. If you go to sleep with a full stomach, you'll sleep like shit. You'll feel tired. You wake up with your head in your ass, as we say in French. Waking up very tired. In French, we say you woke up with your head in your ass. So, you have a very full meal in the evening. It doesn't mean it's unhealthy as fuck. You can make it unhealthy if you have a big craving, but the point here is in the evening, you're going to make yourself full and just enjoy eating as much as you want. Not necessarily bad stuff. As much as you want. If you can make it healthy stuff, it's good. But my point here is that by fasting in the morning, you're going to burn all the excess bullshit from the evening meal. And because you went all out on the evening meal, you replenished your system with everything it might need to recover during the night, to produce some nice hormones, to build your muscles, to make you feel great in the morning. And then, because you ate a lot, you might have eaten excess food. But because you're fasting until 11 to 12, all the excess you've eaten, you're going to burn it by fasting. And then you end up in a very nice... it's better if you work out because you're going to burn calories building muscles. So you'll be really just gaining muscles and staying at the same mass and burning fat at a slow rate so that you can live this easy lifestyle of just eating whatever you want every day, but just not having a dumb fucking morning that ruins the rest of the day. They say that your day is in French, there's a fucking saying that the day is won in the morning. As you do your morning routine, that's when the day is done. The early bird gets the worm, right? Well, it's absolutely true, but if you wake up early and you eat bullshit, then you ruined your day because the sugars will impact how your brain fucking works. You don't put dumb sugars in your system as soon as you wake up. By the way, I forgot to say this, your fats are the best way, the most efficient source of energy your body can use. Sugars will make you lazy. So you will feel better and more productive in working in the morning by being fasted and burning your fats than if you were just eating sugar every 10 minutes to keep your dopamine level, your sugar, your blood sugar levels kind of stable. Fats will be a better source of energy. So you don't eat in the morning, you fast, you're going to burn your fats as a source of energy. It's going to work great. You'll have the best work that you'll ever had. You might feel hungry, but the feeling of hunger in your stomach does not mean you have to eat. Some people go 7 days without eating. Some people go a month without eating. They feel hungry, but they just don't care. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. If you're a man, do you put feelings above your fucking decisions? Come on. If you're a woman, I would understand it, but still, I want you to imagine that the feeling of hunger is your stomach digging your fat away, fucking grabbing some fat to consume it instead of the food because you don't have food. So it feels bad in your stomach because food is being drained out of it. Do you understand? Fat is being drained out of it. That's what you need to imagine. The feeling of hunger is your fat getting drained away. You need to be able to resist food until fucking 12. 11 is if you're really not very disciplined, but what I would want you to do ideally is to wait until 1 p.m. This way you have a lot of fat burn in the morning. It's fucking amazing. And this way you'll feel so amazing for the whole morning. And if you eat a 1 protein meal for lunch, you have an easy source of energy for the rest of the day with animal fats, because the fats are going to be the source of energy, which doesn't make you lazy and slow down your brain for the rest of the day. Then you had a very efficient work day. You get home, you reward yourself with a very nice meal. All right? And by the way, in this nice meal, you're replenishing sugars for the workout in the morning. Everything is planned perfectly because sugars in your system will stay from 12 to 24 hours before they transform into fat. Excess sugar transforms into fat, but it takes time. So you eat your meal at 6, 7 p.m. with sugars, with everything you want. And then you wake up in the morning, you have sugars to work out with. And then you burn them in the workout. Then you fast, you burn off all the excess, and you won't get fat. I think the human regime is the perfect fucking model. And I've discussed with some other fitness people that some people work out in the evening. I think it's retarded for 2 reasons. First of all, you're going to put your body in heat mode and then you won't really manage to sleep. But the worst reason is the gym is fucking packed in the evening and it's empty in the morning. At 6 a.m. it's empty. So you're going to have just much faster workouts, much more efficient workouts. Just do it this way. All right, that's it for the human regime. I hope this video helped you out. If you're interested in fitness coaching and nutrition coaching, because that's what I do, I make cooking videos on Instagram, but my point is that I'm trying to teach you to eat better. I don't want you to just look at the food porn videos and go on with your day. I want you to improve your situation. And what I do with my clients is I make them implement the human regime in their lives so that they can lose weight and gain muscle in an easy pace. And they don't have to go through eating things they don't want to eat. Every day they can eat something they want. They're not limited. Every day I want you to fill your stomach once so that you're rewarded and ready for the next day mentally. Because it's very hard mentally when you have limits and you know you can't eat this, you can't eat this. You're going to be able to eat what you want here once in the day, once you're done with your work. So that's what I'm doing with my clients. If you're interested, don't hesitate to book a call in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Press follow on the YouTube. I always forget about this, but I don't have much followers on YouTube. Maybe I need to become a YouTube influencer as well and make the world, a better place from cooking and make everyone have 6 packs and stuff. With this model, the human regime, if you implement it forever, for 6 months, for long periods of time. I just have it going for the past year. And your fat keeps running away slowly and slowly, unless you just break the fast and you eat breakfast. Then breaking the fast is going to stop the system from happening. But as long as you keep the fast going in the morning, then you have your full meal in the afternoon, in the evening, you're going to slowly shred fat away, and you have no other way than be fit. It's inevitable. My six-pack has been there for the past 3 years. I cannot fucking lose it. I don't even work at abs anymore. It's there. And because I eat in a way that makes it so that I have enough energy to work out very hard and then burn off the excess fat, I just don't lose it ever. Right. Thanks for watching this video. Press follow on the YouTube. Press like, share it to your friends and family, all this bullshit. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.